Hey guys, welcome back to Dislyte. In today's video, we're taking a look at a 3-man Apep team. The reason you do these is to be able to level up fodder while you're actually farming relics. It's just more efficiency from your energy. Keeping in mind, you also probably want to have a speed team for at least Kronos, so that, you know, if you're getting towards the end of the day, you've had a busy day, you didn't get to go as much, you can go burn the rest of your stamina on a speed team, and that's what I have set up at the moment. Now, if you're just getting into Apep, you won't be able to do this. You need good relics. The relic sets that I use are from Apep himself, so you're gonna have to farm this a bit with a full team before you can get to this point. What I'll do is I'll jump into a run and we'll just start talking about it. So like I said, you'll need to farm Apep. As you can see, I've got two fodder units that I'm leveling up to end up using. One thing that I do like doing when I do these 3-man runs is if there's a fodder unit that has like an attack leader skill or a HP leader skill or a speed or anything like that, throw them in as one of the fodder units. It just speeds things up. For instance, here I'm leveling Steward up. He's got an attack leader skill. It just helps me speed things up along the way. I was also building Freddy. I don't know if I'll build him now. I'm unsure, just because I am building the Steward as well. Freddy's actually a bad play in here because he gets his standoff and sometimes he survives to the boss and it contributes hits to the boss. So probably a bad idea. But if you haven't yet got your Apep team going, feel free. I've got a video that goes over the whole like free-to-play beginner team for Apep that you can use. If you're looking for a 3-man team for farming Kronos, I have that video as well. It's basically just drop out the Changpu and put in a Bernice, and you can do that on Kronos 10. But once again, on this one, the thing to note is you're going to want to go into the settings here. You're going to want to go to battle settings and you're going to want to target the right crystal first. Now, normally fails on this, because I've watched it a fair bit, it doesn't fail. Like I said, it's 80 to 90% successful. Fails normally happen when the left crystal stuns us and we get like unlucky stuns into unlucky turn order of boss abilities and stuff like that. Is the main way that we do fail on this one. So maybe attacking the left crystal first would be more beneficial for me, like attacking right crystal then left crystal, but it would make it a bit longer because it's about 3.5 minute runs. And as you can see, this is actually really bad for me that he survived this long. You really want your fodder heroes to die as soon as possible, because the attacks they deal contribute no damage, and they basically just contribute to the counter and help you lose faster. And because we also have the invincibility that we stack, it's going to be a bit more painful as well. So there we go. He finally died. As you can see, he really didn't help the team. Yeah, you should just survived, but we should be fine from this. You should pop the invincibility, get the heal, and then we start rolling again. And basically, this is the strategy I use. I use right crystal, then boss. Sometimes it causes a fail, but because it is around 3 to 3.5 minutes, you know, I think it's 3.5 to 4 minutes actually. I don't want to make it take any longer than it already does, so I just skip the left crystal. If I wanted to make it more reliable, I'd just attack that left crystal. It'd probably add 30 seconds to a minute onto each run. So I'm happy to have one fail in a 10 run, whilst not killing that crystal to speed up the rest of the runs. That's just the way I play it. If you want to get 100% success rate, that's what I would probably do. Now, keep in mind, you will need really good relics for this. I'll go into my relics. Not really good relics on everyone. As you can see, my Yeshua and my Changpu are both at level 50, and their relics are not even maxed out. But Dru's, you want a really good Dru. Now, in place of Dru, you can basically use any other damage dealer that has single hits. Just don't use multi-hitters, and you're pretty much fine. Dru's great because he has a defense break. So you know that's going to speed things up, but you could probably get away with any damage dealer that does single hits, ideally being an Inferno character because they would have the elemental advantage. But you could probably do this definitely with something like Lin Xiao if you pulled her, because she's a beast everywhere. She's got the defense break, she's got the speed slow AoE as well, and she's got just massive damage with the bleeds and everything like that. So there you go. That was a 309 run. So not too bad on the speed. Like I said, I'd prefer if Freddy died, but you know, he's got the standoff where you apply invincibility. It's a bit frustrating. I should probably change out that fodder unit. But let's take a look at the relics, because that is going to be the key. So My Drew, this is my Drew. I've had him on these relics for ages. Like I said, you're going to need relics that drop from Apep. You really want him, or whoever your damage dealer is, you want them on the Hades set. They need that lifesteal. Them being on lifesteal means they can top themselves up when they deal damage, and it allows the other two to focus on healing each other up to keep themselves alive. That's the main thing that you want to do. Now, as you can see here, I got pretty decent sets on him. We got the crit damage there, which luckily rolled 2 into crit. And then we got the attack there, obviously, and then I've got the speed on this one. Arguments could be made for a slower build. I just like the faster. I've always been speed on this slot for just about everything except for certain things, like I'm building Charmers with the damage, and there's certain situations where I like attack here, but in general, I normally aim for speed on this slot for the damage dealer. This set doesn't really matter. You can pretty much have whatever you want. I mean, honestly, a little bit of extra HP doesn't hurt for survival in this sort of thing either. You know, maybe a focus set, or whatever they call, what do they call it? Apollo set, Apollo's bow. Maybe that would be a bit better to speed it up, because my Drew often does miss his armor break because he's only got 30 accuracy. So, you know, buffing that by 20 would be really nice. But hey, it's a pretty decent set for where he's at. He's at 100% crit rate. You don't need 100% crit rate. You can drop that down a little bit and, you know, miss a couple crits. It's not the end of the world. Now, for the other two are going to be Changpu and Yeshua, and I like putting them both on ocean waves. Now, this is not a requirement, it's just really nice. Now, you probably want your tankier set on Changpu, because she does have the elemental disadvantage against the boss, so keep that in mind. You can see I can still upgrade a lot of her stuff here. They're not the greatest relics either. I just went for stuff that had a little bit of speed, and then, like I said, I wanted tanky stats, so she's got double HP. Now, obviously, she does heal based on her attack. I don't really care about that for this. I just want her to be able to survive, keep applying the immunity, and keep the team topped up. So, you know, the healing increase from attack would be nice, but I'm sticking to speed, HP. If these were defense percent, I would be happy with that as well. And like I said, I just went for speed substats. You don't really have to worry about anything else with her. You just want speed, you want her tanky, and that's pretty much it. Now, the ocean waves is really nice, because the more you can proc this ocean waves, the more you can keep healing, which means, one, you're topping everyone up more, but also, two, you're not wasting attacks into the boss that's just going to make him revenge faster. So that's why I really like ocean waves on the two supports. You could probably do this with Windwalker sets. I just haven't tested it myself. I just went because I just had the ocean waves there, so I thought may as well use them. And then if we go to Yeshua as well, as you can see, she's on HP, defense, similar thing. I don't care which defensive stat it is. I just want some defensive stats, but I also want high accuracy on her. So you'll notice on her, on these top ones, I went for relics that had speed plus some decent accuracy. So we got 24 accuracy here and 4 speed, and we got the 18 accuracy here and 8 speed, which is nice. This one here has 18 accuracy and 12 speed. This was a really good relic. Unfortunately, it's crit rate, which doesn't really suit these. Maybe one day I can put this on a damage dealer that needs to land debuffs. But, you know, I really tried to stack those ideal stats on this one. I could have probably got more accuracy on a speed relic, but, you know, everything's equipped to other units and I didn't have any others maxed out. So that is what I went for. I went for the speed and the accuracy on her, because the accuracy is really nice, because when she does attack, you want to be landing that attack break on the boss. It's not necessary, but it just makes it safer. Everything you can do to make these runs a little bit safer is going to be really handy. And that is going to be it for the team. Like I said, 2 supports on Ocean Waves and then Hades set on your damage dealer, and you can jump in there and it shouldn't be too bad, depending on where you're at. So here is our 3rd run. You can see we've got 4 relics, which means we've won the first 2 rounds, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, it does sometimes look like we're getting really low. Like I said, I could upgrade the relics on the supports to give them more tanky stats to make their survivability better, but we do normally survive. Like I said, the last one was a 90% run. The worst I've seen is 8 out of 10, so I'm pretty happy with it. The other thing you can do is target the left crystal before the boss, and that will probably increase your win rate, but it will increase the time as well, and I just see it as not worth the trade-off for, you know, 1 fail, maybe 2 at worst case. So that is the team. If you have any questions or anything about it, hit me up in the comments. Like I said, this is not something you're gonna just run into. You're gonna, you know, get to Apep and then just go straight into this. You will need some of those relics. Test it out on Windwalker if you don't have any ocean waves. If not, you might have to go for that. As you can see, they're proccing quite often. It just really helps not to be contributing ticks to the boss's passive with those support units, also keeping the immunity up and the defense up, and obviously the attack up for the damage is really nice. But the one thing that really frustrates me with this team is Changpu, because sometimes you might get to the point where everyone's topped up, kind of like this, and then Changpu uses her basic attack instead of using the immunity. So she's just gone 2 rounds of basic attacks instead of putting immunity up, which really, really sucks. And then she's got stunned. So this is one of those situations where this could end in a fail because of that RNG. And as you can see, we've just lost her. And this is a perfect example of why killing the left crystal would make it a little bit more reliable, and why, if Changpu's AI would prioritize her immunity as a buff and not a heal, it would make it a lot better. Unfortunately, we can't control the AI of the character. Having said that, we can still win from here. As long as we land an armor break on this next hit, we should be fine. Didn't land it, but we could still be fine. So, like I said, that is the perfect example of getting a bad stun from the left crystal almost causing a loss. And like I said, that AI of Changpu, really frustrating. So now Changpu is going to die here because she didn't heal herself. I'd assume she will die after this hit. The elemental disadvantage is going to be too much. Nope, she stays alive. So like I said, you can 2-man this guy from like 50% with either two, whether it's Drew and Changpu or Drew and Yeshua. But, you know, sometimes, you know, RNG just sucks and AI doesn't work the way you want it to. But hey, it is what it is. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.